Welcome back to 504 Road Trips. In today's video, we continue north on US 1 beginning at Florida Mile 284. As we roll into the census-designated place of Fort Pierce North, US 1 carries 2 lanes in each direction with a modest grassy median and only narrow shoulders. This is a quieter stretch on the north side of Fort Pierce, where small clusters of pines and palms break up the view of low highway businesses and older neighborhoods set back from the road. Fort Pierce North had 6,904 residents at the 2020 census and serves as a low-key gateway between the city to our south and the more rural parts of the Treasure Coast that lie ahead on US 1. At the next major signal, we cross St. Lucie Boulevard. Here, the side street is signed as the eastern end of Short State Road 608 on one side, while the same roadway continues on the other side as County Road 608. Together, they tie US 1 to residential areas, small commercial strips, and the older riverfront along Indian River Drive off to our right, though all of that is off-route. This is a less populated section of Fort Pierce North, and the median along US 1 stays mostly bare through here, with only tight shoulders at the edge of the pavement. The highway is lined with a scattering of small highway businesses, including used car lots, a KOA campground, a truck and RV dealer, a Family Dollar, and a few modest motels, diners, and service shops that cater to everyday local traffic, as well as people using US 1 as an alternative to the interstate. Next, we reach North 25th Street, where State Road 615 ends at its northern terminus at US 1. From here, State Road 615 runs south along 25th Street past neighborhoods, schools, and light industrial areas on the west side of Fort Pierce before meeting State Road 70 and other cross streets. Just a short distance to the west, this route also provides access to Treasure Coast International Airport, which serves general aviation and some cargo operations for the Fort Pierce area. Staying on US 1, we leave the denser north side of the city and pass into unincorporated St. Lucie County. The surroundings open up a bit, with pockets of pine flatwoods and palmettos between small clusters of homes, plant nurseries, storage yards, and billboards along the roadside. At Indrio Road, County Road 614, we cross into the Lakewood Park area. Indrio Road runs west from here toward State Road 713 and the I-95 interchange, giving US 1 travelers a direct connection back to the interstate system, while to the east it heads toward Old Dixie Highway and the Indian River. Lakewood Park itself is a large residential census-designated place that had 12,510 residents at the 2020 census, and recent estimates from the 2019 to 2023 American Community Survey put the community at roughly 14,000 people, with a median household income around $64,800 and a typical home value about $252,900. Just off route to the west, Lakewood Park Regional Park offers trails, athletic fields, and a popular public pool complex, and local churches host seasonal events such as fall festivals and pumpkin patches that draw families from around northern St. Lucie County. Farther north, we cross Kings Highway, where State Road 713 reaches its northern terminus at US 1. From this junction, State Road 713 angles away from our route to the southwest, then turns south as Kings Highway and Turnpike Feeder Road, serving as a major truck and commuter corridor that links US 1 with State Road 614, State Road 68, State Road 70, and ultimately Florida's Turnpike and I-95 near Fort Pierce. Along the way, it passes agricultural areas, industrial parks, and the St. Lucie County Fairgrounds, which hosts the big annual county fair each late winter with rides, livestock shows, rodeo events, and plenty of food and live entertainment, all a few miles inland from where we're driving. For anyone following US 1, this intersection offers a handy route back to the interstate or out toward those fairgrounds in rural communities west of the city. Just beyond Kings Highway, US 1 climbs a viaduct so we can pass up and over the Florida East Coast Railway and Old Dixie Highway. Up to this point, the tracks in Old Dixie Highway have been running on the east side of US 1. As we cross the bridge, US 1 shifts to the east side of both the railroad and Old Dixie, and at the crest of the viaduct, we leave St. Lucie County and enter Indian River County. At the same time, we enter the census-designated place of Florida Ridge, which had a population of 21,302 at the 2020 census. Florida Ridge is mostly a suburban residential area on the south side of Vero Beach, with single-family neighborhoods, older mobile home parks, and small shopping plazas, plus convenient everyday services and lodging along the highway. Recent survey data show a median household income in the mid-$60,000s and a median home value around $250,500, so this is very much a middle-income bedroom community for the wider Vero Beach area. Florida Ridge sits within Indian River County, which had 159,788 residents at the 2020 census and gives the entire region its name. The county stretches from the Atlantic beaches on Barrier Islands to cattle ranches and citrus groves inland, with Vero Beach as the county seat and Sebastian to the north. The name Indian River comes from the long, narrow waterway that runs just east of us behind the Barrier Islands. Despite its name, the Indian River is really a brackish lagoon rather than a true river, forming the central portion of the Indian River Lagoon system that extends roughly 150 miles along Florida's east coast. Fed by inlets and canals and sheltered by the Barrier Islands, it's a prime spot for boating, fishing, manatee and dolphin watching, and waterfront parks. Many of the attractions visitors associate with Indian River County, from kayak tours and nature preserves to art festivals and beachside events in Vero Beach and Sebastian, are tied to this lagoon, even though most of them sit off route to the east of US 1. We conclude today's video at mile 293.6 as we leave Florida Ridge. Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, please give us a thumbs up, subscribe, leave a comment below, share and follow us on social media, and join us for our next 504 road trip.